What does simp mean? Like, what does it actually mean? It's been overused completely, just like the clown emoji and okay boomer. The new word is simp. Do you remember when the internet was like, you could say anything and someone would respond with the clown emoji, or they would call you a clown? You could say something as simple as, I bought a new roll of tape, and someone would call you a clown. You could say something like, I like to put cheese on my sandwich, and someone would call you a clown. It's almost as if they didn't actually know what it means. And then the same thing happened with okay boomer. Last year, no matter what you said, you would get called a boomer. And it didn't make sense because no one actually knew what the word boomer meant. They just thought, haha, it's funny. And now, simp is the new word. I guarantee it's gonna change again, so we have to figure out what the heck simp means. What I've noticed, and I'm sure you've noticed this too, you usually find the word simp used on people who show appreciation, compliments, or any affection towards females, right? If you are in any sort of relationship with a female, you're automatically a simp, according to the internet. You could say something like, wow, I like your hair today. Simp. You could say something like, wow, your username is cool. Simp. You could respond to a comment where someone says, this video is cool, and if you reply, thanks, you're a simp. Because apparently any communication with a female means you're automatically a simp. Now, that's not what the word means, but that's what it's evolved to at this point. People have just confused everyone by turning the word into something completely meaningless. Just like okay boomer and the clown emoji. Now, of course, we have to discuss iDubbbz. What makes iDubbbz a simp? Because I'm sure you've seen iDubbbz is a simp. Well, if we go by what the word currently means, which is absolutely nothing because the definition has been completely destroyed. iDubbbz is not a simp because he allowed his girlfriend to open up a certain account. He is a simp because he has a girlfriend to begin with. Because that's what happened to the friggin' word. And I also want to throw in, how can you allow anyone to open an account? Like, what century is this? So obviously, most of the people who use the word don't know what it means. According to Wikionary, a simp is a simple person lacking common sense. A simpleton. That's what I always thought the word came from, but apparently I'm wrong. It also means a man who foolishly overvalues a woman and puts her on a pedestal. That's also what I originally thought it was. But you know, it's not. Now if we go to Urban Dictionary, because Urban Dictionary is great, they say that simp means a man that puts himself in a submissive position under women in hopes of winning them over. So of course you may be watching this video thinking, Nick, that is the definition of the word. But it's not, because we already disclosed that the word has pretty much no meaning at this point. Remember I said that? If you even talk to a girl, you're automatically a simp, because that is what the internet has done to the word. Now, here is where my series Meme Theory comes in. What does simp mean? So obviously it doesn't mean these definitions, because it's been overused. Obviously, the internet is smart, so they obviously know how to use the word properly. So what does it mean? So first, there is simpleton, as we discussed earlier, which means a foolish person. The word simpleton comes from the word simple. So if you call someone simp, you're calling them simple? No. That's too simple of a definition. This word is complicated, remember? The internet has complicated things, so it can't be that simple. So I had to dig deeper. I dug around. The only other place I could think of, Google Translate. I was trying to find some sort of origin or other meaning to the word simp, and I found something very interesting that will make absolutely no sense as you keep watching. So many languages gave back the translation of simp as save, simple, and the word itself, simp. But there's one language that translated it to something completely different. In Canada, don't really know if that's how you pronounce it, but it sounds like Canada actually, but simp translates to oyster. Now when you think of the word oyster, what comes to mind? Well, for one, oysters make pearls. And pearls are, of course, valuable. Also, you've heard the saying, the world is your oyster, which apparently means you are in a position to take the opportunities that life has to offer. So, simp means oyster, which implies something. Every time you've seen someone call another person a simp online, it's actually been a term of endearment. Because if you call someone a simp, you're calling them a person with oyster-like qualities. Like pearls, which are valuable, and that they have opportunities. So it's a good thing to be called, from my analysis. And we know that this is true because of the fact that the internet is the most positive place in the world. It's an internet fact, guys. Write that down. So I hope you enjoyed this episode of Meme Theory. I hope you've been enlightened, and I hope that you realize now that simp is a word that has no meaning anymore, and that the word should just be killed off. Please help kill it off. It's so annoying now. I just can't. But hope you enjoyed. Fly on, guys. Check out merch. Subscribe.